Hey guys, what's up? Nico again here. And in this episode of 3D Printed Profits, I have Luke. Luke, where are you coming from, man?
Hey, I'm out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania area.
Pennsylvania. Cool. So we have Luke here, and he's going to talk to us about his business and how he got started and how he's growing. All of Luke's links are going to be in the description below if you're on YouTube, and if you're in your favorite podcast player, obviously it's going to be in the show notes. Now, if you guys stay till the very, very end, I'll give you your own product idea so you can start your own 3D printing business, but you got to stay till the end though. All right. No fast forwarding. It's bad. Anyway, so Luke, welcome to the show, man.
Sure. Thank you.
Let's get started here. Let's start from the very beginning. What's your background and how'd you get into 3D printing?
Sure. So I have an electronics degree from 20 years ago, and I spent all that 20 years in the electronic security industry. So I currently work for a security system manufacturer, and I'm a technical trainer. So I teach hundreds of adults how to install high-end security systems. So nothing to do with 3D printing, really.
So how'd you get into 3D printing, man?
When 3D printers started, coming around and seeing like, news articles about it years ago, I thought, man, that would be cool. And I just immediately said, it requires CAD knowledge. It requires an expensive printer. So I just avoided it until a year and a half ago, when I just happened to catch a YouTube channel or something that says, hey, you get a printer for $200. And I'm like, okay, I'll take a chance. So that's when I got one. And I just figured I would be printing stuff that, offline that others made. So that was kind of it.
So do you remember who the YouTuber was that you found last year?
I don't remember who that was at that time. But at that time I traveled for work, and I was in a hotel, and I was just like, hey, let me look into it a little more. I saw this one YouTuber, and then I watched almost every YouTuber in the evenings while in my hotel, and kind of decided, hey, I'm gonna buy one of these. I think I can figure this out. So
sweet, man. And so let's dive into the business a little bit here. What is it that you sell specifically? To categorize it all in one, I call it like desk toys. I'm just funny items, unique items that I create, that I make. And then the kind of the subcategories within that, the things that kind of are doing well for me, I create ornaments, Christmas ornaments of a unique type. I create business card holders. A lot of stuff here and there, basically.
Refrigerator magnets. Those are kind of the main categories. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, odds and ends like that. Yep.
So odds and ends, decorative stuff for house and office.
Correct. Yep.
Awesome. And how much are you making a month on it, profit-wise?
So when the first year in, I $10,000. I made $1,000 a month, $10,000 for the year. My first year in to doing this. Now I'm climbing up. I'm at I had a $3,000 a month in May. June I did about $1,500. So it's kind of trying to figure this out and get a little more out of it.
Congratulations, man.
Well, thank you.
So we're at 3K now. That's
yeah. Between 1,500 3K is kind of right where I'm at. So
that's a healthy mortgage payment.
It is, and that's good.
Almost California.
Just a new house.
Almost California.
Almost.
You get a garage in California for $3,000 a month. Mm-hmm. Hey, that's pretty dang good, man.
Yeah.
So how'd you come up with the idea of all the like the magnets, desk toys? How'd you come up with that idea?
Yeah, when I first got the printer and I first attempted to make my own first item. I'm in a band, so I made some keychains for my band. So I'm like, oh, I can do keychains. I can, I know how to go get the text and Tinkercad and make this. And so I talked to my buddies that are in bands, like, I need keychains. So I did keychains. Was the first things I created and sold to just the people I knew, not online at that point. So that's kind of what started it. And then I kind of branched from there. I got more comfortable in Tinkercad, which is my software of choice and every third grader software of choice as well. That's kind of what I do. Is I've
There's third graders using Blender there, Luke. Just saying.
Yeah, oh, man, yeah, that's next. I'm watching your YouTube channel. I think, okay, I gotta do this Blender thing. But I've mastered Tinkercad. I can say that. I mean, I used to joke in the past that with the Windows paintbrush program, I'm good enough in that I could put it on my resume. I could say the same thing with Tinkercad now.
All right, sorry, go ahead. So, it's all design, keychains, band.
Yeah, it turned into keychains, and that turned into other things. I mean, it turned into, so I have 2.5-year-old twins right now. So a year and a half ago, they were very little. So I did a lot of my own child safety devices, like the door locks, anything to keep my kids out of stuff, and child safety devices I could print. Originally, and then too, right after that, I was big into the Milwaukee pack-out toolboxes and accessories, so I started designing things for that. Actually, that's what took me through my first year, was creating like electrical cord hooks, level holders, and things for toolboxes. And that's actually what I started selling, and I do not sell that anymore. So that's kind of what my first year was. But now we got a couple of unique items that sell good, and I kind of stick in that genre.
Awesome, dude. That's awesome. So how'd you get your first clients, right? Let's move back a little bit here. You came up with a product idea, you've grown, you got more selection now. How did you get your first clients when you first started?
Yeah, so very first it was word of mouth. That's all I knew. That's all I knew that there was going to be. So that was the key change, and that kind of trickled into business card holders. I had made a business card holder for realtors. I thought that would be cool that they could, have their business cards and showed folks, and then somebody else wanted another custom business card holder. So I started with that. And then I kind of let me create a business card holder that I can sell online to everybody, that's kind of universal. And so that's kind of what got me into Facebook Marketplace first. And then it kind of eventually got me onto Etsy.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're on Etsy now and Facebook Marketplace.
Those are the two main ones. eBay is not doing much for me. So
okay, well, that's all right. It's for some people it's eBay, for some people it's Etsy, for some people it's Facebook Marketplace, or some people it's their own website. I mean, there's so many platforms, there's so many avenues that you can go to.
Correct.
It all depends on what's working for you and what's not. So in this case, this is what's working for you. So you get your first clients, the keychains start to sell. What happened next? What did you take? How did you grow? Did you take that money and invest in more machines?
Yeah. So more machines. They kind of just kept sneaking them into my office, so the wife didn't know. It's the same thing with her though. She sneaks purses in, and so so if she said something, I'm like, hey, where'd that purse come from? But got grew a couple more machines. So basically the structure of it started being that these Milwaukee pack-out pieces started selling for me on Facebook Marketplace. So it's pretty much primarily Facebook Marketplace my first year and I did, I sold a lot of these pieces, these electrical cord holders and stuff. I was selling a good bit of them, got more machines to make more. But the unique thing was I only print on 2 days a week, 3 days a week. So I travel for work. I'm at a hotel all week. So when I come home Thursday night, Friday, turn the printers on, hit go, and then print all weekend. Monday, turn the printers on, hit go, and I leave. And then I'll look in on the cameras later in the day and remotely shut the printers off with one of those smart outlets. So
okay, and so those are used by smart outlets. You don't have an app that specifically for 3D printing.
Correct. Yeah, just using.
What are these outlets called?
I'm using Wise, so Wise cameras, Wise outlets, the Wise cameras to view the printers, and their smart outlets to control them, shut them off.
And we can buy these on Amazon, right?
Yeah, Amazon. Home Depot carries them, and a lot of others. Even Amazon has their own brand. There's a lot of them out there. Okay. So
and they're connected to the Wi-Fi, which is connected then. And then you can just access it from your phone.
Correct. Yeah.
Great, man. That's a new thing that I just learned about. So that's pretty cool. So what machines do you have?
When I first started out, my first printer is the Ender 3 Pro. Looked like it was the most common, the most YouTube videos out there for it. So I did that, and I scaled up to probably my first year, 3 of those. Into this year, at the beginning of the year, I had 4 Ender 3 Pros, and a lot of tinkering. So as of now, all the Ender 3 Pros are sold, and we have all Prusa Minis. We have 4 of those currently.
Okay, so now you have Prusa Minis.
Prusa Minis, and I have 1 Kingroon KPS3, K3S.
0
something.
Enders.
Yep, I got 1 Kingroon, just the direct drive to do some TPU stuff.
Gotcha. So all the Enders are gone to replace by now Prusas. Okay.
Yep.
And what filament are you guys using?
My first year in, I did Inland from Micro Centers out this way. Second year in, wanted to cut some costs, went with GST, which worked good for me. A lot of bad talk about that online right now, but worked great for me.
Yeah, a lot of people who I've interviewed are using GST.
Yeah, it was great. I think there's some things going down, like as of today and yesterday with them online in the forums. But so I'm kind of venturing out into trying some other things right now. I've got a couple rolls of Kingroon. They have some filament that's actually so far has been pretty good. It's a great price, so I've been doing that through Amazon.
Sweet, man. So what struggles did you have when you first started, and how'd you get over that?
Yeah, the struggles. I mean, I've owned my own business in the past for 9 years, so the business operations aspect was good. That's the fun part for me. That's what's what I'm good at. What the struggles I had was learning the printers. I mean, I'm an electronics background, mechanically inclined, but man, if something's not working right on a printer, it's tough to figure out what it is. So just learning those Ender 3s was a bear for me, and replacing fans, replacing nozzles, and why did it jam? Why is it making these funny shapes? so learning those, that was my initial struggle, and that's why we got Prusa Minis now.
Gotcha. And so, is there any other way that the business makes money? Do you have design services? Do you have print services?
So so the majority of the money I make is the Etsy, Facebook sales. Currently, I am working, and the reason I have this cheaper Kingroon printer is I'm a technical trainer during the day. That's what I know how to do, is present and train. So I'm actually kind of working on my own little training program where I may bring some folks into a hotel meeting room. You pay this much money, you get a printer, you learn how to assemble it, you learn about the axes and the the terminology, and here's Tinkercad, here's how you create a shape, and here's how you print it, and here's some tips how to make money with it. So that's kind of something I'm working on. Because just all my friends are now getting printers. They're seeing what I'm doing, and everybody wants to learn and do. So I'm going to help them learn and do, and hopefully make a couple of episodes out.
That's sweet, man. That's like a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to do that at like a community center or something like that?
Yeah, just either just rent a hotel meeting room, that's a couple $100, but basically getting approximately 8 people to register for this, and in your registration fee you get a printer, you get a roll or 2 of filament, you get a couple of those tools, the things you need. What I use to start, the little digital calipers, you need that, and to show them how to make some, 2-color, text items, magnets, and keychains like I make, and how I come up with, the unique things that I create and sell. So.
That's awesome, man. That sounds like a great idea. Good luck to you with that one.
Yeah.
So have you considered any options to increase sales, like ads, free shipping, stuff like that?
Yeah, so I'm experimenting a lot with Etsy and Facebook now. I'm just trying things, see what happens, and I did have all of my items free shipping in Etsy, and it seemed to work well. But my items, they seem higher in cost. And I go to look at a lot of others selling 3D prints on Etsy, and they're underselling their stuff or it looks cheaper. But I didn't see, so I'm trying to lower my item costs, and then they pay shipping just to see if it's the difference in the mindset of the buyers. So I'm experimenting a lot with Etsy ads. I just increased the price on that a little bit, and just seeing what happens. Yeah.
Okay. And what's worked for that so far in terms of marketing?
A lot of this I've done recently, but so I don't have the results yet. A lot of this last week or two, a lot of this experimenting, so I'm kind of waiting. It actually kind of stalled my Etsy sales a touch. I'm actually, the beginning of this month has been a little slow, and I think it's because of me tweaking with Etsy a little bit. I've also, hearing through your podcast and some others, is more items. So I've only had 15 to 19 items in my store, and just over this weekend I had some extra time. I threw 5 more items in that I designed and just kind of threw in there to have more options. So
far this is all just Tinkercad designed, right?
It's all Tinkercad. Yeah. And I've got some, it's some basic stuff I have but I've got, one of my top items here I'll show you is a little hair dryer, appointment card holder for salons. And this is all Tinkercad. It's got a electrical cord that's like squiggly. It's got all kinds of shapes and designs. And this is Tinkercad. It's,
holy cow.
Yeah.
Good job, my dude.
Yeah, it's all Tinkercad. Big chicken wing here. I run a Facebook chicken wing group, so that's goofy things.
We'll talk about that in the bonus material, because I love me some wings, bro.
Yeah.
In the bonus material. Stay tuned.
Sounds good.
If you're in a car listening to this podcast, wait till you get home and then watch the bonus material. We're not gonna.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't. So what's next for you, man? What's the future aside from the education piece? What's gonna propel this to the next level? Yeah.
So it's, I think, currently just better items, more popular items, and I'm experimenting in the different genres with my items to see what's better, and then when something sticks, stick in that genre. But I want to keep this, a weekend thing. My other goal is to grow it as much as I can within as little time. I want to work smarter, not harder. So that's kind of the goals. As a lot of others, their goals to kind of quit their job and play with their printers. I don't. The printers are cool. They make money, and I like that. But the less I have to touch, swap filament, the less I have to repair my printers, the better. So I'm just, I'm looking for the money off of it. And so, yeah.
Sweet, man. So let's wrap this up with your number one tip for anyone who wants to start their own 3D printing hustle.
Yeah, I guess I kind of go back to what I just said. Working smarter, not harder. That's my tip. I see so many people that are just busting their butt doing this to make a little bit of money. So streamline your operations, streamline how you do things so that you're not busting your butt doing it. Man, that's that's what I would say. I've been in business for myself many years doing other things, and that was always the goal, is have more time for family afterwards, and so make it easy on yourself. That's my tip.
So Luke's saying build the process that's streamlined, that's easy to follow, with clear instructions, so you know exactly what you need to do at every single point of the process.
Yep.
All right. Yep. So I told everybody that you've stayed to the very, very end. I'll give you your own product idea for your own 3D printing business. And today's product idea is My Little Ponies. Yep. My Little Ponies. So do you guys know that there's a group called the Bronies, where it's a bunch of dudes?
There's a documentary on that. It's creepy.
My Little Ponies. Yo. So there's a huge market for My Little Ponies. All right. Just little pony figures. And there's so much you can do with this. You can do you can have like 1,000 different ponies, first of all. Second, you can do like their houses. You can do like little dioramas of them. There's so much you can do with this, you guys. And so That's what I think you guys can do. There's a huge market for it. I'm not going to do it. I don't have time for it, but you might. So there's your product idea for 3D printing. And if you guys need help starting, building, and scaling your 3D printing hustle, message me, or message Luke now, because he's teaching now too. And we'll help you guys out. There's so much food on the table, you guys. There's so many things you guys can do with 3D printing. It's unbelievable. So if you guys need help with that, message me. We'll get you guys in a coaching program. There's a bunch of you guys in there already, and I'm teaching them, and we're getting ready to make that money. So Luke, again, thank you for being on the show, man.
Sure.
Congratulations. That is not something to scoff at. That is a big number.
Yeah.
Hustle, that's a big number.
Yep. I was hoping for $400, but it's working out better than that.
Damn near 10x, man.
Mm-hmm.
Damn near 10x. So again, congratulations, and let's go to the bonus content. Later, guys.
Yeah.
All right, Luke. Talk chicken to me.
Chicken.
There's a Facebook group for wings, bro.
Yeah, so I love chicken wings. I worked at a chicken wing restaurant.
It's so un-American not to like chicken wings.
Yeah. When I was in high school, I worked at a chicken wing restaurant back in the late '90s, and it wasn't a thing like it is now. At least out in I'm not too far off, a couple hours out from Buffalo, New York, the home of it. But so a buddy and I that love eating chicken wings, we started a Facebook group 4 or 5 years ago. Had 600 members in this group, and as of a year and a half ago, we're up to 11,000 members in this group. We do
wings, dude. That's crazy.
Just in Pennsylvania. So
just Pennsylvania.
Just Pennsylvania. So we've got meetups we do. It's we have keychains that we 3D print, and just for the group members. That's a whole other thing.
You guys share recipes and stuff too?
There's sauce guys, but I'm just the meat guy.
I like dry rubs. The sauce is dependent. Like I like sauce on the side where I can just dip my chicken. I don't like.
Yeah. I mean, it's for me. I was a stickler on how the wings were cooked. That's my thing. And there's I'll go into any wing place and just give me the standard hot. This should be your signature sauce, and it's considered a hot wing. And but yeah, so that's my thing. Here we've got there's a little chicken wing 3D printed in a cup of blue cheese.
Is that printed separately?
Yeah. So that's the other kind of thing I like to do. I like to multiple parts to my prints, because it makes it harder for somebody that tries to take my ideas if they happen to be good. There's more parts and pieces. I love doing multiple part prints and just a little dab of glue, stick them together, or clip them together.
Dude, all right. I gotta ask you, favorite wing spot?
Favorite wing spot. So it's a little place here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, currently called Mr. G's. Mr. G's has the best wings. So,
yeah. I'm a classic guy, dude. Hooters.
Okay. Yeah. There's some of the chain places.
It's not even about the servers, honestly, dude. It's the wings. They got some badass wings.
Yeah, some of the chain places are pretty good. You want to stay away from like the pizza shops. You don't want wings from like Pizza Hut and Domino's. You don't want to do that. But
it's all right. Gross, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's nasty. Hooters got good wings. I like Wingstop has good. You know those? They have like these chicken thighs now. Man, those are good too.
Yeah, they did that during the pandemic of the shortage. They all went to thighs. So yeah.
Well done for those guys.
Mm-hmm.
All right.